All right, hey guys, thanks for joining us. I've got my family. This is Sophie and Miles, in case you haven't seen them before. Hey Miles, can you wave to the camera? Good job, buddy. Yeah? Cool. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the painting. I've got my palette here, and we were a couple of minutes late. That's because I was cleaning my palette. That's normal. All right, now we are going to, I was going to have this all prepared, and of course you know me. All right, we're going to go ahead and coat our canvas with a little bit of clear gel. We're doing a winter scene today. I don't remember what I titled. I think I titled it a sunset or something. There's going to be some sunset colors, but let's take some clear and some white. Now, I was looking at the chat right before we started, and it's super fun to see everybody there. And if you have any questions, let me know, because I'm pretty much just going to be doing a regular painting, and I'd love to answer as many questions as I can. I'm just going to scrub a little bit of this. Of course, if you need any of the materials that we're using here today, be sure to go to the website. Also, I know you guys probably already know, but just for fun, we are starting to sell paintings again on the website. So, you know, I couldn't help but mention it again. A lot of you guys have already showed interest in that, so that was really cool, and I appreciate all of that. But if you haven't already gone to see the paintings that are for sale, they will be on the website. All right, that looks pretty good. Got my my canvas covered. All right, let's see. I'm going to take some white. I've got a basic idea of what I want to do, but you know, we're not going to stick to it probably. All right, take a little white and yellow, and before I put anything on the canvas, I'm going to start my clock, because otherwise I will have no idea how long I'm taking. You know, time kind of slips away when you're doing a painting. All right, right up here, I'm going to just start with some overlapping strokes to create a pretty little bright area. I just got my yellow kind of working around. That's good enough. That's awfully bright. I wasn't really planning it to be that bright, but oh well. Grab a little ochre, a little touch of our red, and some white. That white will actually help to calm it down just a little. Do me a favor, if the stream quality is decent and you can hear me properly, let me know in the comments, just so that, well, I won't know, but at least Sophie will know. There, that's pretty cool. And she'll read me some comments later on in the painting, or you know, questions or whatever you guys want to talk about. All right, that's pretty cool. Not bad for 55 seconds. All right, let's go ahead and grab a little more red and some blue. Hopefully you can see my palette. We're working with, we're working with a little bit of a limitation because I can't go back and make sure that I show you everything. We're going pretty quick, and so if you missed my palette, I'm sorry. All right, that looks pretty good. Taking a little more blue and red. All right, back up here at the top. Now you'll notice that I'm being a little bit paranoid here about not getting green. I don't want any green at the top. Just a nice purple. There, good enough. Kind of do a quick blend. Like that. All right, let's sort of wipe that brush off. I gotta be extra careful not to use up all my brushes today. I like to have one for light and one for dark, and sometimes one to blend with. That looks, all right, what is it?
Someone said, do you put anything on the can?
Good question. Okay, so I got a question. The question was, I'm repeating it in case you guys couldn't hear Sophie. The question was, do I put anything on the canvas? I do. I put clear gel and white, which is right there. That's my leftovers, which I should probably remove. If you've ever been to a class with me, I make you remove that and throw it away. We don't want to get that slippery paint anywhere else. What that does is that clear gel and white mix, it helps me blend, you know, get softer colors. Speaking of softer colors, I don't like that purple. Lighten that up just a little. So it just helps my paint glide. I put a little clear gel and white, and of course those are available on the website. And you don't need them necessarily, I guess, but they help. You might as well have it, right? I'm just tossing in a couple of quick clouds here. I'm not going to go crazy with the clouds. We just did a sunset painting. It was kind of fun. I probably won't go as crazy. Actually, I have that painting sitting over there. Yeah, that one's going to be crazy. This one's more simple. I think I like that feel because this is winter. And, well, winter, at least in our painting, sure doesn't feel like winter. There, that's pretty. I've got a shine, so I'm going to stand right over here. Good. That's kind of soft. I like the softness in that. There, run those clouds across. And then maybe just real quick, no, different color. See, you want to always be changing your color. So I got a little more pink in it this time. Just softly run a little of that pink right along the bottom here, just to create a couple of wispy tiny clouds. Nice. All right, now I can get away with a little more because the stream, we're only doing 720, but it's a lot better than last time. So it's nice to work with an upgraded internet connection. So hopefully you guys really enjoy this. And if it works out and you guys enjoy it and we don't have any major complications, I think we might do this a little more often. But let me know if you guys really enjoy it, and maybe we'll make this more of a regular thing. But there, that looks pretty decent. Look at that, quick clouds. I got my blender brush here, just softening all those little lines out. That looks pretty good. Okay, that is not a bad backdrop. Now, I'd love to see that brightened a little. Let me grab a 1-inch, make sure it's clean. Just because it looks clean doesn't mean it's clean. Ask me how I know that. Take a little white and yellow, and maybe a touch of our yellow ochre, not much. You could spend all day, you know, just on the sky. Of course, we're not going to do that. You guys would start leaving. All right, right up here. I'm going to just set down a slightly brighter color and work it out. Good. There's my sunspot right there. And maybe just a tiny bit more intense right there. Good. Maybe a little more thick white. Great. Oh, yeah. Now you could play around with that for a very long time, but I think we're going to have to move on. It looks decent, doesn't it? I'll tell you what, do you want to do, let's do a couple of real soft, real subtle sun rays. Well, that was a little too subtle, but watch this. There, that's good. Wipe your brush each time. Oh, that's pretty. Very subtle today. Nice. Oh, that's good. I hope those show. I don't know if they're really going to show that well or not, but I see them here. All right, let's jump to the background. Got my filbert brush here. I'm going to continue with that pink. Maybe to that I'll just add some yellows. We're going to mix quickly today. We don't need to prolong the mixing process. Hopefully. All right, speaking of mixing process, I don't think that's quite the right color. That's awfully, take a look at that. It's awfully, I don't know, dark. I'm gonna lighten it up just a little.
I have an interesting question.
All right, Sophie's got another question.
Will you be doing more portraits?
Ooh. All right, the question is, am I gonna be doing any more portrait paintings? Well, do you want to see them? Do you want to see them badly enough? I don't know. It was pretty rugged. It was enjoyable. In case you don't know which one we're mentioning, it's the or referring to, I should say. It's the Miles portrait, and it was fun. I might do some more, but I certainly don't have any planned. I should say it that way. But maybe. I guess I'll leave that one real vague. Sorry. All right, let me see, jumping right back here. You see how I'm working those colors together? That's so pretty. So we got a more of a pink there. There's not a lot in this painting. It's purposefully simple. The reason is, it makes it easier, to do this live, to answer your questions, and hopefully give you some help. And the second thing is, we're going to be kind of relying on the beautiful colors. A little purple. Hey, if it's mixed up, you might as well use it, right? Nice, that's so pretty. A little more red. So, Sophie, did they all like the audio quality? Can everybody hear me okay and see me okay?
Yeah, it seemed like it.
Great. Sophie says yes, so that's good. That's good. That's better.
I have a couple people asking
Okay.
if you're going to do any wildlife.
Ooh, okay. So, another question. Am I going to do any wildlife paintings? Probably. I could be fun. I mean, I'm certainly not an expert when it comes to painting animals. By not an expert, I mean I don't do it at all. But, you know, yeah, I could give it a try. It might be fun. It might be fun. You never know till you try, right? And I guess you guys would be right there with me for my attempt. You know how it goes. I gotta film everything. There, that looks good. Boy, I'm doing more talking than painting though. It took me 2 minutes or 3 minutes to put that mountain range in. Let's get this in a little faster. There's some purple. I like that purple. Don't want to make it look too crazy, but I do want to have that feel of just a nice, beautiful day. So we're gonna go ahead and blend right here. Nice. Soft edges. Actually, speaking of soft edges, let's get rid of that edge right there. All gone. Oh yeah. Now, I don't know how many people saw the comment. I think I commented, and I think Gary commented that that I've got a little bit of an announcement. And it was a surprise to me. They were actually in yesterday, and I didn't realize it, but that's okay. Oh, it's not a, yeah, Sophie says, tell them it's not a baby. Yeah, we're good. It's not a baby. Anyway, back to painting. It's, oh man, it's already going downhill. It's the 1/4 inch. It's already messy. Look at that. The 1/4 inch flat brush. So here's my 3/4 inch brush, and now I've got a 1/4 inch flat. And you'll see it's very long. It's not as short and stubby as maybe you're used to with these smaller brushes, so it's actually softer. And that was one thing, I tested this brush out on a few of my students. That was one thing they told me. They wanted a nice long flat brush. So here it is, the 1/4 flat. We'll be using it for rocks and details and all sorts of fun stuff going forward. So just about every painting video from now on is going to be using that, I'm sure, at some point. All right, putting a little more pink into these beautiful little mountains there. Blending that pink. Yeah, that is nice. I can work with that. Cool. Kind of stand back, make sure it looks okay. Kind of like those little ridges there. All right, on to the next thing. We need to create back here some form. Well, let's do a quick sketch. I'm going to have a little rolling mountain thing right there. We're going to have these colors down in here. Large trees, and I've got kind of another mountain range. I do have a basic idea of where I'm going. It's off to the right there, so when you see me doing, this, that's what I'm looking at. Just a basic idea of where we're going, so I don't get too lost and confused. I'm sure I'll figure out a way to get lost and confused anyways, but it won't be for lack of having an idea. All right, I don't even know what color I've got. Just a muddy mess. You ever feel like just using your mud? Sometimes it's fun. Just see what happens. All right, that's pretty cool. Just scrubbing in some tiny trees. I wish they were a touch warmer though. What do you think? Just add in a little more red. Okay. I'll tell you what, just for fun, since I can't see the chat, I would love for at least you guys to tell Sophie, what is your favorite subject to watch me paint, or to paint yourself? Favorite subject if you just had to sit down and watch one video or do one painting. Is it a mountain or something else? Let me know. I know that forest paintings seem to be the most popular, but I'm just interested to see what you guys think. There. I like mountains. I know you guys know I like mountains. I like mountains. I think they're pretty. I also do like the forest paintings. All right, that looks pretty decent right there. Not a bad start. Not bad at all. So down here what I'm doing is I'm darkening this a little. It needs to be a little more purple. Just a little more purple. So kind of working out of the same pile of paint. Very rarely do you see me, just go over somewhere random. I'm usually working over the same color over and over, and that helps to link my whole painting together with color. Free tip. There. And I know I'm going super fast, and we're not getting detailed shots most likely, and course, we're doing our best, but if you need more explanation, you need more time, you need me to really teach you how to paint, then I'm sure you already have. But check out the DVDs or the downloads. Actually, the downloads are faster. And I will teach you how to paint. You can learn at your own speed, which is totally nice to be able to do that. And so maybe give this painting a try and then go learn in a little more detail. Okay, Sophie's got another question. What? I do. Okay, Sophie asks if I have any advice about selling paintings. So, well, I say Sophie asks. You guys ask, and I got the message relayed. But yes, I do. So a good buddy of mine just sold a bunch of paintings at a craft fair. He called me the other night. He was so excited. So that was fun. That was really fun to see. So if you guys are at all interested, you got a lot of small paintings, I believe $40 is a really good place to start at a craft fair. For smaller ones, you know, what are those little ones, the 11 by 14 or that kind of size is fine. But definitely give a craft fair a try. He did real well. You could sell them online. I know a lot of people do pretty well there doing that. Just kind of post them to your local pages, social media pages and such, whatever you guys like to use. And you should be able to sell some, but I'd say price them, at least for the smaller ones, in the $40 range and see what happens. You can always go up. And honestly, I didn't think I would have such great interest selling paintings online. So put them up online, see what you think, you know, see what happens, see what other people think. Hopefully that helps. You can also try your local gallery too. Sometimes artist co-op galleries, you know, where you go in and help. That sort of thing could be fun, but maybe craft fairs, maybe quicker. Oh, hopefully that helped. I kind of rambled on. That's kind of pretty there though. That's not bad considering I was talking and not painting. All right, let's see. I'm almost out of white. We've just started. I'm going to take a little bit of pink. I've got the time to spare because it doesn't really matter, does it? We're just sort of here having fun. Now, one good thing is, I heard Sophie with a question. I want to finish my thought because I'll forget it. One good thing is, once we're done with this, you can go back and watch this stream again. You know, it'll be there as a regular video. So if you miss something or you have to leave, or it's no big deal. Don't feel too bad. Okay. Was there a question?
I struggle with making the middle ground in landscapes. Any suggestions?
All right. So the question is, I struggle on making the, what was it? The middle ground and foreground?
Just the middle.
Just the middle. That shows how well I listen. All right. You struggle at making middle ground. Well, that's okay. The middle ground is the hardest point. It's easy to scrub the background mountains in, and it's easy to do the large trees. It's hard to link them together. You know what I mean? I'm sure that's what you're referring to. Let me find a fan brush. So you can do these little trees with some detail, and if you can just make them get a little bigger as they come forward. I want to kind of show you how to do that right here, hopefully. But you know, it's kind of put me on the spot with that one. It's not the easiest thing in the world. I think practicing and really just concentrating. So here's a good one. So you see how I cut these mountains off straight? If you wanted to make them look more linked, you would take some of these trees and walk them up the mountains like this, just making smaller and smaller to where they just disappear. So you have a perfectly seamless transition between the background and then the middle ground. And then do that with the foreground. I'm gonna do it right here with you. Get in here. Oh, that's too dark. Get in here. You know, paint some slightly larger trees. These trees have just a tiniest bit more texture to them, and that's nice. See that? So that'll help to link it. Watch this. I'll do this with you. You come back, look at that, and you link sort of the background with the foreground. So it's kind of a matter of working your way seamlessly out. And hopefully that helps you, because I know foregrounds are tricky, or middle ground rather, is tricky. It is, and don't feel bad. It just happens. Hopefully that helps. All right. That's not bad. I wish it was more yellowy over here. Somebody should do something about that. We'll worry about it later. Going over here, I want more purple though. Aren't the colors pretty? I think the colors make this painting. All right, let me see over here.
How many times a day do you paint?
All right. Oh, good question. How many times a day do I paint? Once, if that. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and there's a lot of back end, that you don't really think would be there, but is when it comes to doing an actual art business. So painting, believe it or not, doesn't take up as much time as you would think. So, and the other thing is, if I'm painting, I'm filming. I almost never am I painting and not filming, just because I don't have the time. If I'm doing it, I've got to do it. So, I get my videos out, and I get hopefully some DVDs or download lessons made, but it's all recorded. So, once a day would be, I guess, the answer. There, that looks pretty good. All right, see how those are kind of linked together? I can't see any of that, so you guys can tell me if that looks good. I think it's okay. Softer on that side. I kind of like that though. Kind of like that. Let's get us a little, I need some, well, we're live. I'm just gonna stop right here and grab some white, which I do have. I may not have shop towels anymore, but I do have white. I was thinking I had some, but looking around, nope, no shop towels. Oh well. Hopefully you guys are having as much fun as I am. It's kind of a fun way to spend the evening. I've also got my cup of coffee here, which is nice when you're painting. All right, fan brush.
I have a nice comment.
All right, Sophie's got another comment. Yeah?
Love the episode when you taught Sophie how to paint.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see that again.
Sophie says, I've got a nice comment. And the comment is, I really like the video that Sophie was in. Yeah, it was nice. I just love it. Yeah, that was a fun video though, wasn't it? That was a good one. Yeah, and so, what you guys maybe, I don't know if we mentioned it in that video, but Sophie often, used to, before baby, she would test out some of the DVDs, and I wouldn't help her at all. She has her own little plein air easel, like one of those nice plein air easels, and she would set up in the living room and do the actual painting from the DVD, and I would be off doing something else. And that way it kind of gave us an idea. It was fun for her, she wanted to do it, but it gave us an idea if the DVDs were working. So that was kind of a nice test, but other than that, she did that a couple times. Other than that, she hasn't painted much. So that was really fun to do together. I thought she did really good, and I tell you, the one thing that sticks out in my mind about that one was how fast she picked up that liner brush. If you haven't seen it, go check out that video. It is hilarious. If you struggle with liner brush work, you may not want to go watch this. She picked it up fast. Well, anyway, that's pretty cool. Does that look? I'm standing way back here. Yeah, that looks good. Kind of misty. I like that. I might just, I don't know if those are supposed to be like more trees or bushes or whatever down there. So we're just gonna leave it. How about if I wipe it actually? All right, paper towel.
Are you ever going to do an acrylic painting?
Oh, okay. Oh, I've actually had that before. The question is, am I ever going to do another, or am I ever going to do an acrylic painting class? Well, I'm a little scared to. I'm not afraid to admit, because acrylics, I'm not for a second when I say they're harder or you don't want to use them, because I love them and I use them and I sell them. But I want to say, like, for me, teaching, I feel like it'd be harder to fix the mistakes, but I could be completely wrong. There's probably some acrylic teachers that are going to watch this video that say, nah, you're way wrong. So maybe I just need a little practice teaching it, but maybe, sure, I one day I bet I do, but just not this year, maybe. All right, but, well, actually, I should ask, would you guys come to an acrylic class? Maybe if you guys really want it, I should just do it. All right, let me get a fresh paper towel over here.
I have it in here.
Okay.
How long in total does it take you to do a YouTube?
I like that question. How long in total does it take me to do a YouTube painting? You know what? I know it's a 30-second delay on there, so it's gonna take us a minute, but I want you guys to guess. We're gonna do some interaction. Guess in the comment, and I'll wait for about a minute. How long do you think it takes me to do a YouTube video? Because most people, I'm just gonna say that I think most people think it's faster than it is, but guess, and I'll tell you in a minute. All right, I'm back up here. I'm adding my yellows. Sophie's laughing. You guys must be guessing.
No, when you're
Oh.
teaching Miles to paint.
Will I be teaching Miles to paint? Sure, of course I'm going to teach Miles to paint. I mean, I hope he, if he's interested and wants to do it, we're definitely going to do it. He's already got his Paint with Kevin branded shirt, so, it's a good start. All right, I'm just going to kind of fog this area out a little. I like that yellowy mist. It helps to tie everything together. Like that. That is a decent start. All right, let's go ahead and paint in some of our backlit evergreens just to get that established. Are they guessing yet, Sophie?
Someone said 6 hours ago.
Huh.
Chris.
That's not fair. They had inside information somewhere. All right, I'm going to tell you. Somebody guessed 6 hours. They're really close. 6 to 8 hours, depending on how things go, if you know what I mean. Some days go a little better than others, and that's okay. Don't feel bad if you have a bad day. You're not the only one. Sometimes the paint just doesn't want to go where you want it to go. But 6 to 8 hours, and it's because number one, I can do it faster the second time, but I'm trying stuff and erasing stuff and trying stuff again and taking it off and moving it, and I'll put a lot of detail in a mountain and then cover it because I wasn't really planning ahead as much as I should have been. So stuff like that is probably why it goes slower. Maybe I could go faster if I've done it the second time. And also just the brush strokes. The more brush strokes you add, the better your painting is going to be. The higher quality it's going to look. So don't skip out on the brush strokes. It doesn't have to be a 1 hour process like it is today. Unless you're live painting. Then it's got to be a 1 hour process, right? Here's some, I don't even know what this is. Mostly yellow ochre, I guess. All right, a little more white. Hopefully you can even see the palette. I'm gonna go with a lighter colored tree right here. I'm a little concerned. I'm going back into the red a little more. 25 minutes in, we're not doing too bad.
How long have you been painting?
How long have I been painting? Not today?
No, like.
Yeah, just in general. I get it. Well, that's a better question for you. 7 years? 7 years?
Yeah.
I think so. Everybody in the back thinks it's everybody in the back. Dad and Sophie think it's 7 years. I do too. That sounds right. I started kind of dabbling when I was 15, I think. 15, 16.
When was your first video?
That's a great question. My first video was 17. I know that. I had to take it down, but it's still there. So someday I'll probably end up bringing it back and showing you guys what it was. But it has a lot of other people's logos. I didn't know to not do that, so I took it away. And I might, clean it up and bring at least a sample of it back because it was really funny to see me back then. So anyways, I saved it. But 17, I was in the kitchen doing that painting video. Hey, you gotta start somewhere, I guess. I mean, I don't know, this isn't much better than the kitchen, but a tiny bit better maybe.
How many rolls of paper towels?
Ooh. How many rolls of paper towels does it take to complete a painting? 5? I don't know. I guess I should buy a stock in a paper towel company. Takes a lot, doesn't it? And the more detailed you want to go, the more it takes, because you got to wipe that. The paint is your enemy. The more paint you got on this canvas, the worse your painting is going to look. That's just the way it is. Until, of course, you get to the end, right? But you just won't get the detail. You get slippery wet. You get to where you're mixing mud on the canvas. Nobody wants to do that. And the easy way to avoid it is to wipe the canvas off, which we probably will. I'm going really slow on these evergreen trees, which we probably will do in a second. Maybe, let's see, I'm gonna go a little higher here. So you don't want them straight across. So. I don't usually paint evergreens this slow. There, that looks pretty good. Should we leave it like that? Nice. All those people who are perfectionists are cringing right now. So many times in art classes, I'll get my students, they're just so careful. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but when you're painting, it's kind of a bad thing. They're so careful. And I kind of help them do this because it just doesn't matter. And it makes the painting go faster, so you can spend more time on the details and less time, tearing your hair out, trying to get the, the shape blocked in, and it just doesn't matter. That's number one. Number two, it will keep you going a lot looser. Come on, red, I want some red here. It'll keep you a lot looser. And your painting quality is going to increase when you're looser. So that also helps a bit, just sort of get these rubbed in real quick. All right, three little evergreens, probably not enough. Probably want to raise at least 2 more out. Just real quick, just boom, boom, boom right there. Good enough. Right there. Yeah, perfect. Great. All right. All right, Sophie has another question.
Not related to this.
Okay.
What brushes would you recommend for foamy waves?
Okay. Not related to this painting. Which brush would I recommend for foamy waves? Well, 3/4 brush, because that's what I originally wanted this brush for. And I gotta plug the new brush. But those are soft, and what you do is you load them up and you kind of hold them like this, and you go in a side to side like this way, and you kind of get that softer foam look. That's your best tool, I would say, those soft synthetic brushes. And then, layering on, you want to get some darks and lights in there. You want a lot of contrast when you do that, and some soft edges too. And then of course follow it up with a blender brush. But I say 3/4 is going to do most of your work on a seascape generally. It's a pretty good brush to go to for that. All right, going with more purple here. Just getting it darker. It's not quite as dark as I want, but it's easy to darken it, and it's very hard to lighten over something that's really thick and gloppy and too dark. So, just a thought. In just a moment here, we're going to make this look not so dumb, so that any new people won't be clicking away. All right, I'm going to use my new brush. What better time to use a new brush than live where I can't edit it out? But here we go. I'm just going to use the paint that's up on the canvas, and I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to create these beautiful effects. See that? Raise these branches way out. Now these trees aren't going to really get much of a highlight. They're just kind of there and kind of backlit. And I like that personally. I think that's really cool. That almost kind of picks up a highlight, doesn't it? Ooh, where'd that blue come from? Came from up there, didn't it? There. See that? Bring those right out. I like those sharp points that we're getting. No symmetry, that's important. Very good. All right. I like that. I like that. Okay. Wipe that brush out. Yeah. How do you know when a painting's finished? That's a really good question. Well, as every artist says this, but you'll take it past the point where you wish you wouldn't have went that far. And you'll do that a couple of times, and it really doesn't take long to learn. So, just experience, you kind of know. The other thing is when you reference paint or reference image or painting or whatever, if you're following my painting, for instance, for me it would be like an image or a drawing. But when your reference painting is all done, you know what I mean? Like you've got every element in, you're close to where you should stop. You shouldn't go on further than that by very much. Add something here or there, or detail something out a little more if you need it. But if you don't need it, don't do it. You know what I mean? If you're dissatisfied with an area, try setting your painting aside for a day or two. And if it dries, who cares? It doesn't matter. And just set it in the living room and just look at it. And when you figure out what's bothering you, get in there and fix it. And then you'll have a nice painting you can be proud of that way. Sometimes, because a lot of times you get to where you're like, I don't know why I don't like it, but I don't like it. The other thing is, it's hard to overdo the details, but it's easy to make it look too busy, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. All right, there. I'm going to just create, I love that. All these little bits and pieces here in the shadows. That's really pretty. Simple painting, but I think it's just nice. Yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. That's the main thing. This particular one won't go up on the website for sale because it's not the 6 to 8 hour painting, and the quality is the brush quality. All that's not going to be there. But this is more for teaching, right, or for just learning or having fun. Not so much for teaching us. The DVDs are more for that. This is more for having fun, hanging out with you guys, answering some questions. There. Oh, you know what? Speaking of, you guys have been asking me a bunch of stuff. I want to ask you. So, we're getting close to 500,000 subscribers, which for me is really cool. I'm super excited. But we're not quite there. So definitely want you guys to, if you haven't subscribed, go do that. I'll be here waiting for you. And hit the subscribe button, leave a like, of course. Got to do all the plugs, and share the video, because that helps me so much. And definitely, as soon as this is over, go check out the website and get all the supplies you need. Buy a painting. It just won't be this one. All right, I'm gonna grab my fan brush. Now I will need to darken this here. I'm gonna step back in just a moment because I think I want to darken the bottom and then bring that dark color out here, but I want to just take a look at it. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good. I like how the sun is kind of shining through. Yeah, that's nice. I think the sun rays work. They kind of see them from back there. So, hey, you know what? It's okay to like your painting. It sounds funny, but so many people are so overly critical about their painting. I'm the opposite though. Sometimes I need help, but I'll like it even though I maybe shouldn't. I should, because I'm just, I guess maybe too easy on myself when it comes to that. But it's good to listen to, people when they say it doesn't look quite right. Just listen to them, because usually they've got a fresh eye on it. When you've been looking at the same painting for hours, your mind goes so blurry when it comes to this sort of thing. But it's okay to like your painting. The point is, have fun with it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just be hard enough, I guess, I should say. I need more red. Well, this goes to show you don't need to squirt out. I've got some red. This is good. You don't need to squirt out a bunch of paint, all at the beginning of the painting. You can kind of add to your palette as you need, so you don't have to throw away a bunch of paint at the end, unless it just, you don't want to stop, which is okay too. But for me, at least, it works better to just squirt out little bits, especially when it comes to acrylic painting. You'll waste so much paint if you don't limit how much you squirt out. And the stuff, it's not super expensive, but it can add up if you're throwing it away. So, well, all right, Sophie's got a question.
What are your thoughts on people selling?
Great question.
They do based on yours?
Wow, that's a good question. What are my thoughts on people selling paintings that they do based off of my paintings? Well, that's even nice that you would even ask, but it's completely fine. These are more to just, I don't know, they're to teaching, inspiring, giving you guys ideas. I won't copyright claim you or anything. Definitely just the only thing I ever say, which is actually good to cover. We don't ever really talk about this sort of stuff. But the only thing I ask is I don't want you guys to say this is don't use my name with it, if that makes sense. Not because I don't like you, it's just, for copyright reasons and stuff. But just, this is just a painting I did. That's all. It's great, perfect, wonderful. You could say you've been learning from me, that's fine. But yeah, great question. And it's nice, nice to even ask it. Thank you guys. All right, I'll get a little more light purple. Kind of get some of these. You remember we were talking about how to link the background with the foreground, or the middle ground rather? This is kind of that. Doing it right here. See this? Get these little bits and pieces in. Yeah, there we go. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna go just darker yet. Some red, some black, some blue. Yeah, that works. That works.
Do you have any paintings you'd like too much to sell?
Yes. The question is, do I have any paintings that I like too much to sell? Yes, they're sitting right over here. Probably flick paint on them. Obviously, Sophie's not going to let go of that portrait of Miles. Not that anybody would want to buy it, but that's not going anywhere. Then the one I saved for myself recently, I didn't put it up on the website, was that that forest. I painted a million forests. It was a forest, and I really particularly liked it, so I saved it. Oh yeah, that's right. We do. We have if you're interested in doing that forest, you know what? We're live, we're just having fun tonight. Here, check it out. This is the one I'm talking about, right there. We have a DVD of that one. So if you guys want to learn how to paint one of my favorite paintings, you can go to the website and order that, buy a download, and you can do it tonight. You should be inspired to paint after this mess here. Great. All right, I'm liking that. What do you guys think? Halfway decent, maybe? Let me step back. That's good. You see how we're kind of establishing a little bit of a flow? I think we're gonna have a big tree over here, according to my little sketch. That's why you have a sketch. I forgot about that big tree and I've been looking at it. Let me just get some mushy colors in here. This indicates some slightly further away trees and or whatever. It just doesn't matter. There, good. I might just go with some mist. Let's see what we can do with just a little white and a little red and a little blue. Of course that makes purple, but I want it kind of lighter. All right. These just blend that right down in here. That's kind of pink. Let's grab a little blue. See how you can make adjustments? If you've ever been in an art class with me, you'll know that I like to put it on the canvas before I decide whether or not I even like the color, because so often it looks good on the palette and it doesn't look good on the canvas. Just the way it is. All right. I'm going to need to wipe that off. Just make sure that we don't have any of that slippery wet paint for painting the tree over. Plus a little paper towel action kind of never hurt anything, you know? Kind of leaves a stipply texture sometimes. It's sometimes nice, sometimes not.
Are you going to do
Yeah.
any more acrylic technique?
Oh yes, great question. Am I going to do any more? In fact, thanks for the reminder. Am I going to do any more acrylic technique DVDs? I should have done them already. I've been so busy. Yeah. Anyway, yes, we're going to be doing those. I need to do mountains in acrylic really bad. I think that's something everybody could use to practice on, including me. You know, mountains in acrylic, getting some really good detail. I think that'd be something you guys would kind of enjoy too. But yeah, we need to do those, don't we? Thanks for the reminder. Let's see, kind of got a little more action right there, a little more action here. Good, and now I'm just going to create a little more detail. But you see how this is my second palette up here? This is my second palette, and it makes it so much easier. Can you imagine trying to paint a large evergreen with this little brush? You know, I'll see you next year. So this is such a time saver, and that, you know, makes a difference, doesn't it? We don't have unlimited time. I know it's easy for me to say, oh, you guys have unlimited time, you know. Well, no, you don't. Everybody's got busy schedules. You don't have unlimited time. So these time-saving tips are, you know, stuff that I really try to highlight for you guys. So stick that paint down quick, and then make the edges look good, and then move on. There, that's pretty, isn't it? I can work with that. Oh yeah.
I have two
Okay, so we've got two more questions.
Will you explain why is it so important to step back and look at your painting?
Okay.
When you take a picture, will it be the same results?
Oh, good question. So the question, you know, can I explain why it's so important to step back and look at your painting? It's because, you know, when you're up here and you do a tree and you think, wow, that tree's not too bad, that works, and you step back here and you're like, whoa, I didn't see this funky pattern that I had, you know, something real weird's going on. You don't want any of that. So you can't see those patterns and you can't see those subtleties close up necessarily, because it's just like if, you know, the impressionistic painters, they have a big block of color here, 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 and there, and then you walk back 3 miles and it's a tree. It's the same idea, except for we're using smaller, tighter strokes. Same idea though, you can't see it close up, and it's literally, you can't see it close up. You gotta be that 6 foot viewing distance, which is normal. And also, plus then you can see it in the same view that your viewer would see it in too. And to answer the question, yeah, you can take a picture of it and that will give you a similar result. Won't be the same, because this is my daily aggravation, is the colors never come through on the camera right. It just won't work. But as far as the shapes, yeah, you could see the shapes, but you won't see your colors properly. It's kind of sad. All right, no, it's not that sad. We shouldn't be talking about sad. All right, I'm going to take a little yellow down here. I'm going to create a nice reflection. of that highlight of that beautiful sun in the snow. Oh, that's pretty. And you know what's even prettier? This brush is clean. I didn't actually check it before I went into the yellow. That's a bonus. Can you imagine just having a big bright green stripe up here and I've got to stop and fix it? Well, everybody's watching. That would be fun. All right, here we go, right around it. Yeah. All right.
You always start your paintings using
Oh.
clear gel.
Yeah, great question too. Do I always start my paintings using clear gel? Yeah, I really do. There's almost no exception to that, which is kind of funny. You would think there would be, but there really isn't. That clear gel just makes it so much easier to do the skies. If you're gonna do a very detailed sky and you don't want it that slippery, put it on anyways and take a shop towel and wipe it off. Because if you don't, you'll be up here for an hour trying to blend it and your forearm's gonna be so tired. Just put it on, it'll make your blending so much easier. Doing it in the water is kind of iffy. You can do it when you paint water. I have in the past. I don't usually necessarily do it in the water, but you can, kind of up to you. But for sure in the sky, always. But I don't always add white. That depends on what you're doing. Seascape or not seascape, but nightscape, like a moonlit painting. You may not want to add it to the sky, but you can. All right, here's a little more red. Gonna get just a nice border so that we don't get green in our snow, which is just as bad as having green in your sky. That's pretty though, isn't it? Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. We're gonna do a big tree over here in a minute. I've got to do a little more detail in the background. That's kind of pretty though. Yeah, another question. All right, how do you save leftover paint? It's actually a great question. It's not really going to keep forever, you know what I mean? Once it's out, it's out. What I would do is I would put it on a good paper plate, or maybe like a styrofoam plate, something where it's not gonna, you know what I mean? Not the cheap ones. Put it on something that's not gonna dry out on a paper plate or a foam plate. Cover it with plastic wrap and put it in the fridge. That's what I would do if I was trying to save some paint. I've wrapped up my palette before. It kind of works and it kind of doesn't. So I would go with the paper plate. You don't want a palette that looks like mine. Nobody asked me how to make. You know, you noticed that? I didn't get any questions on how to clean my brushes or clean my palette. Isn't that funny? Oh, did I? Okay. Sophie says I did. Well, that's because they haven't seen my brushes up close.
Can you use clear gel?
Yeah.
Gel for acrylics?
Oh, can I use clear gel for acrylics? No, you can't. You shouldn't mix the two different lines. You want to keep them separate. Having said that, I've got right here foundation medium. It's not the same thing as clear gel. You know, it doesn't do the same thing, but what you do with that is you mix it into your paint as you go, and it helps your paint glide, and it certainly feels nicer than water in your paints. It's got a much creamier consistency than water. Water tends to make your paints go from stiff to, whoa, it's out of control. So if you're able to grab that stuff and use that, I think you'll have better results than with water, but it's not the same as clear gel. You don't put it on the canvas first. So good question though. All right, more red and more blue. Let's see that. I actually want more of a purpley tone here. Good. All right. Yeah, that looks nice right there.
How do you clean your brush?
So we really? Now everybody's asking the same question. Now everybody's asking, how do you clean your brushes?
Pay your brother.
Yeah, Dad says pay your brother. Back in the old days, I would have to, right? Because I would actually pay my little brother to clean him because I was so tired at the end of the day, because I was back when we were first starting, we didn't have as much help. Anyway, I don't know. That's a pretty new brush, and it's already starting to look kind of ratty. What you should do is you can use baby oil to clean your brushes. That's what I recommend. I'm not a big fan of paint thinner. Before the baby, I still wasn't, but now I wouldn't even have it in the house, you know. But that's just me personally. If you guys like it, that's great. That's that's great. But I don't want to offend anybody. I would use clean baby oil in a little bucket, one of those, one of these little throwaway buckets you get at the hardware store. And and you get yourself a little screen in there and you just rub it against that, you know, dry it out really, really good. That was a dumb explanation. Everybody knows how to wash a brush. I use baby, you just want to know what I use. I use baby oil. I rub the brush really well on paper towels to dry it out, because if you don't do that, it's going to be wet and slippery the next day. It's no good. So make sure you're really wiping it out well when you're done. And as far as cleaning the palette is concerned, if you get to it before it dries, it's no problem. It's when you forget about it that the problem happens. And you get a palette that looks like mine. So just a quick rinse in baby oil and a really good dry.
Do you need different
Yeah.
brushes for oils and acrylics?
Great question. Do you need different brushes for oils and acrylics? And the answer is definitely you do. That's not to say you can't use some of the oil brushes for the acrylics and opposite, you know, you can, but I wouldn't mix. Like if this brush, which is synthetic, goes into water, I wouldn't bring it back into the oils, you know. But I've got a whole line of acrylic painting brushes which have a gray handle. They look completely different. It's so that I can keep them, and you can keep them separate, because you really don't want to mix them. But, you know, the synthetics are fine, but the natural bristles, they go kind of funny when they hit water. How many of you guys have messed up a brush when it hit water? You know what I'm talking about. So we don't like doing that. Let's see, we're at 50 minutes, and I've got this pretty well blocked in. I think I should get on that big tree here real soon. What do you think? All right, gonna get this in a little more detail down here, but tell you the truth, we can come back to this area. I know it's a little rough, but who cares? We're just having fun today. That's pretty. Actually, I'm kind of happy with that. Kind of happy. All right, some red. But you see how I didn't just block this in one dead color. I sat here with the 3/4 brush while we've been chatting, and I blocked this in. Probably because I wasn't thinking. I could have been using a bigger brush down here, but I definitely wanted all that detail up in the middle there. Good, that's really pretty though, right there. I can live with that. All right, now let's get us that big tree. First things first, we've got to make sure we're not going to get mud. So I'm gonna just locate where I want it. Just one single tree. It's not the most complicated composition in the world, but it's nice and it gets the job done. If you had a shop towel, now would be the time to use it. There. All right, now, filbert brush. 50-50 brown and black, a little red since we're doing sunset colors. Gonna come right up here and just drop in this larger tree.
Are your parents or brother artsy?
Oh, that's a good question. Are my parents or brother artsy? I mean, not so much. Colin, of course, plays the guitar. He does the opening music. In case you didn't know, I know a lot of people did. So that's what he does. That's a lot of fun. I should plug his stuff. Where can you go find Colin's stuff? I know he's on Spotify and YouTube. Yeah. So definitely go check him out there. Search Colin Hill. He'll be happy I gave him a shout out. There. That looks pretty good. All right, not bad, not bad. We can live with that. Sophie's got another question. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I was just telling them. Now we're talking over each other.
Will you be doing any more tiny paintings like the one displayed in your studio?
Yeah, I like that little guy. Isn't that fun? Am I going to do any more tiny paintings like the one displayed in my studio? Yeah, I should. I've got 2 more canvases because it came in a pack of 3. So definitely, I just don't know when. I mean, I guess I should make it sooner than later. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it? It was a lot of fun. I will say it wasn't much. It still took a long time. It wasn't much faster. You would think it would be faster, but it wasn't. It still took quite a long time. But sure, I'm definitely going to do another one. And thank you for the reminder. Well, that's nice. That's nice. Let's get us some beautiful light on there. So I'm going to take some of my yellows and my white. And I actually should take just a minute to say thank you all so much for joining the stream or for just, you know, or watching it afterward. I'm glad you got to see it and enjoy it. Hopefully enjoy it. No, I assume you enjoy it, I hope. There. And I know it's fun for me. It's been a while since we've done this, but just seemed like the right time. Got a little better internet right now, so that's good. makes it a little easier, makes it a little more manageable, huh? And just, you know, more fun.
How come your
All right.
paint doesn't mix with the next layer?
That's a great question. Why doesn't my paint mix with the next layer of paint? Well, that's easy. It's because it's magic. No. It's a matter of limiting, like I was saying earlier, limiting the amount of paint in the background. So you see how I stopped and I took my paper towel and I wiped that tree and then I put my dark? If I imagine a lot of the people who are newer to this would have just stuck the tree right over, because that's what I used to do, just stick it right over and call it good. Well, then you've got 2 layers of slippery paint, and then all of a sudden you got a lot of mud happening up there. And so limiting, you know, the paint on the canvas. The paint is your enemy. Get rid of it as much as you can. It's just not going to help you. So get it off the canvas. And the more dry your like I wiped this background too, all of this back in there. Look, I can't mess this up if I wanted to. So I can put anything I want in that spot. So that sort of hopefully helps, just limiting that paint in the background. All right, I'm gonna create a little limb here. I've been doing so much talking and not enough looking. I've got a little bit of a reverse taper there I had to take care of. A little character in the tree, I guess. They're a little bigger, that's nice. Oh yeah. See how gloppy it is there? I'm not gonna really be able to go over that, but that's okay. Yeah.
Recognize you when you walk around?
That's a good question. Do people recognize me when I walk around the street? Yeah, at the dump. It's true, at the dump. Dad yells out at the dump. Yeah, I've been recognized at the local dump. And once in an art store, which barely counts. So every once in a while, very rarely. But that's okay. It's fun. It's really fun though. It's not very often, but it is pretty, we laugh.
Colin's friend in Denmark.
Yeah, oh yeah, Colin's buddy in Denmark, I guess, knew who I was. He was watching my video. I guess I want to say the story as I, probably tell the story incorrectly. He was watching my video, and Colin asked him what he was doing. He said, "Oh, I'm watching Kevin." So that was kind of funny. I guess he got a kick out of that. He actually came and stayed over with us. That was fun to meet him. All right, that looks cool. That looks really cool. It's not a bad tree considering I was talking and not painting most of the time. Here's a rock. I bet I scared somebody right there. All right, that's cool. Good enough?
What are your tips
Yeah.
for painting on a smaller canvas?
What are my tips for painting on small canvas? Well, before or after you get out the magnifying glass. I mean, just, what I would do realistically, if you're talking kind of like those little guys down there, like an 11 by 14, like a class size painting, you want to just think of it as like a small section of a bigger painting, more or less. I think that's kind of the easiest way to break it down in your mind. At least it helped me. So you just smaller brushes, small brushes, a little tighter detail. Go a little slower because it won't take you as long. So that would be what I would do. Just go slow, take it easy, work on your details. All right, what they're whispering back there? They got something good. Yes, I do.
He said that was me.
Oh, nice, nice. The man that I met in the art store back in California, he's there. That's fun. That's fun. Well, I enjoyed meeting you. I'm glad you could make it to the live stream. Hey, it's better than the dump, right? That was fun too, though. That was a surprise. All right, that looks good. That looks good. We need I should save some of that white. I don't have a lot left. I'm just standing back, kind of getting a good look here. 56 minutes. That's not bad. There wasn't a lot to this painting. That's why it's going kind of quick. And it's going smoothly. But, yeah, that's kind of pretty. All right, let me get some umber. Maybe a little yellow ochre. Nice.
Do you add medium to your paint, or do you use it directly from the tube?
Okay, do I add medium to my paint or use it directly out of the tube? It's out of the tube, except for the very beginning where I would, put the clear gel in with it, and that creates a nice soft base that I can work my colors into, a little clear gel and white there in the beginning. But other than that, it's just, just right out of the tube. And it's sticky and it's dry and it's aggravating, you know, sometimes. If the paint won't stick, wipe the canvas. The worst thing you can do is add more paint, because you'll just increase your chances of a muddy mess. Nobody wants a muddy mess. So that's important. Just keep them right out of the tube fresh, and it's going to be so much better. All right. I'm still piddling around.
Can you tell me
Yeah.
about the magnets on your easel?
Oh yeah, of course. One of you guys wants to know about the magnets on this easel. These are just regular old, what are they, 1/2-inch magnets? You get them online. There's a lot of good magnet stores online. And I glued them because the wood's easel. The easel's wood. And I guess I need some coffee. Just glue them right there. It's super easy, and it keeps your table a little bit cleaner. So that's nice. I've been doing that for a long time, but it works. All right, those rocks are kind of pretty. I like that. Let me grab a little blue and white. There is a little blue in the sky, so I'm hesitant to put a lot of blue in, but a little blue is going to be real pretty. Just a touch here and there. Oh, that's nice. Get us a little cool spot, a cool note back up in here. Now, one thing I'll do in just a moment, when I get some time, I'm going to, that's not quite what I was wanting. I'm going to create a little snowdrift right up this tree, and I think that'll be fun to see you guys, or for you guys to see me do that. And kind of, I'll show you how I don't get mud, because now there's a couple of layers. There. Getting some of that snow that's kind of drifting up here. That's good. It feels colder already. That's pretty. All right. Should I do leaves? That tree kind of has some leaves in the drawing, but I may not do it. It doesn't really make sense for this to have leaves, so I'm not going to do it. I'm working on the fly here. We're making changes. All right. Set that brush down. Detail round. If you don't have one, definitely go get one. This is one of the best brushes. You can get some wonderful textures and details. I've loaded it up really good. And I'm going to run this brush way down like this, rotating it as I go to feed clean paint to the end. See that? If you don't do that, and see how I'm holding it, no pressure like that, just barely touching it, not pressing down. Otherwise, you get the slippery mud slide effect. Nobody wants a mud slide up here. Nice. I need some more white. That looks pretty good. Just touch a little of that yellow or golden tone up on these rocks, just a touch, just to show, yeah, they are being just hit by the sun. I like that, just right there. You know, the sun's kind of burning through that area. Let me stop and get some paint. Oh man, we've already hit an hour. The time sort of flies, doesn't it? I said before this started, I was going to aim for an hour 20. Makes kind of a nice video. I haven't exactly been going too fast, so.
Can you tell me about
Yeah,
the easel?
sure. One of you guys wants to know about the easel. We actually made this. I will say the one nice thing about it, but it kind of also is a problem, is we made it to hold an 18 by 24. And that's all it holds, if you know what I mean. So I have these little blocks for my other sizes, because I didn't used to paint those sizes, but now I do. We just made it out of birchwood, I think. Me and Dad made it. And it works. It fits me, and it's literally not adjustable. But it's fun. So, you know, it's a good project if you want a project. Otherwise, there's a lot of good tabletop easels and such that you can get. And I know a sandbag does a lot of good for any easel. That's for sure. If you have an easel you're not happy with, put a sandbag on it. I bet you'll like it after that. So see, I'm just really getting some beautiful light in there. I like that light there. Got my detail brush, adding details. Imagine that. All right, there's a little more of our red. I'm gonna make a pink. I'm gonna bring out my pinks right here. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah. All right, into the purple with the pinks. And it kind of highlights it a little. See that? Kind of create those snow drifts Yeah, that looks good. That looks good right there. Maybe a little more. And you know, like I said, I'm going fast. I don't have this painting as a full-length DVD. And I probably won't ever, because you guys can follow this. But if you need more instruction, you want to learn some techniques, our Techniques series DVDs are actually really good for that. Sit down and learn how to paint mountains and you'll never struggle with mountains again. You know, so many of us, that's what we need. In fact, a good buddy of mine, we were talking about that the other day, is how we just need to sit down and work on, you know, different aspects. That would make everybody a better painter, actually. So just practice those things that you need to work on.
Do you ever have
Yeah.
an off day?
Oh, yeah. Do I ever have an off day? I do.
The air conditioner's hot.
Yeah, really, when the air conditioner's not working or the room is hotter than it needs to be. Yes, it's, I have days where it doesn't work and you don't see them because it doesn't work, but that's okay. It happens, and I tell you, I used to kind of get discouraged a little bit by it, but now I know it just happens and you just try again. So it's okay. The other thing, here's an interesting thing, a point with that. You might be tempted, and this is more of just a me thing, but maybe it'll help somebody. You might be tempted, okay, I want to go back and I'm going to tackle this tomorrow because I failed on it, I'm going to go do it. That's not at all what I do. And just in my art, this has helped me. Walk away and be done with it. Never look back. Just go do something else, unless it's something you need to do, like a commission painting or whatnot. If you can, I say get away from it. You don't need to do. Maybe there was something wrong with the subject or the drawing you were following or the photo that you took. You know, maybe it doesn't make a good paint. There's maybe something's wrong. You know what I mean? I just walk away from it. Pick a different painting out. Do something different. It doesn't matter. It's a learning process, and it's okay. So hopefully that helps. That's kind of my 2 cents. Obviously that doesn't apply to every situation, but that's what I try to do. All right, that's pretty. Look at that. Wow, just a matter of moments just chatting with you guys. I'm getting too excited over it though. What? Oh, Sophie. I thought she's reading something. She's over there laughing at me. All right, that's fun. Okay. That's good right there. Little ice on those rocks. It's pretty. Let's get the liner brush out. Actually, real quick, I just want to destroy a little bit of this hardness here. See how it's a little flat? I want to make just a better transition here. Maybe that's not worth my effort, but I think it's nice. See that? It's the small things that count sometimes.
Do you prefer
Okay.
oil or
Do I prefer oil or acrylic? Well, you know, I painted with oil longer than I painted with acrylic, but I do love acrylic, and it depends. There's certain subjects that just work better in acrylic, just the way it is. I need to do liner brush work before I forget. But, I mean, it's hard to say. Watch my oil versus acrylic videos. I have 2 of them, and see what you think. I don't know. I don't have to answer that, do I? I like them both. I want to please everybody. I like them both, and I'm going to continue to make videos on both. How's that? Oh, talk about not committing to an answer. There, see, I'm just dragging in these little liner brush limbs. Now I can't see those at all. Yeah, they look okay. We do need a lot of them though. That's pretty nice. See, you can't, this is what I was saying, you know, it's hard, you say, how do you know when to stop? It's hard to overdo the details, but if you get a bunch of limbs that are looking all the same, oh, you've overdone it. You know what I mean? As long as you're adding things that are making a positive difference. When you start going backwards, it's time to stop. There. Nice, look at that. Get some nice frosty, you know, tips out here maybe with some white. We'll come back and do that. Yeah, we need some frosty bits on the edges.
somebody asked
Yeah.
how was Miles?
Oh, somebody asked, how is Miles? I think he's hanging out downstairs with his, well, we call her, I don't know, she didn't really have much of a name yet. You know, Miles is going to pick the name out, but he's having fun. Oh, I'm talking about his grandma. And Anyway, he calls her Graham whatever, because she's going to be whatever name. Anyway, a bunch of backstory you guys didn't want to hear. He's doing great. I'm rambling. Everybody's laughing at me. I've been painting for an hour. I'm starting to ramble. Yeah, he's doing good. He's growing. He's talking. It's pretty fun. He's going to be 2. Sophie's going to be 2 dancing. He loves to dance. Oh, man, does he love to dance. And chatty. Yes, now, speaking of chatty, now Sophie's yelling all these descriptive things out. Yeah, you asked about the baby. She's happy now. There.
What do you use
Yeah.
to thin your paint with the liner brush?
What do I use to thin my paint with the liner brush? You know, linseed oil is the best thing to use. It would certainly be traditional, and that'll get you a really nice effect without a lot of problem. You can use paint thinner, and that's fine if you like paint thinner, if that's something you want to do. I used to use paint thinner. That works out too. They also sell bottled mediums and such, but just good old-fashioned linseed oil is fine that you get at the art store. There. Ooh, look at that. That's not bad doing that with the liner brush. All right. And I kind of like those frosty bits. I don't know if they show, but kind of nice. All right, now, details. Details, details, details. We need some bits and pieces here, maybe in the background. Okay, it's good to have a lighter color, but it's got to show. There.
Ooh, do you
Yeah.
keep in mind the frame?
Oh, yeah, great question. Do I keep in mind the frame? No, but I should. Yeah, definitely. If you've got a frame, or even if you don't have a frame, you should think about the frame. I mean, it matters. Having said that, you can usually find a good frame, but it would not be a bad idea to say, yeah, here's the frame. I know some artists who stick their painting in the frame before it's done. And that's kind of a good idea. I think I believe he's a watercolor artist, the one I'm thinking of. That's a great idea, because then you can kind of make some adjustments, see how it's going to look in that finished frame, because everybody's framing them, right? We should all be framing our paintings. I'm the worst at it, but they look so much better framed, and you shouldn't be displaying them without a frame, because it makes a huge difference. Oh yeah, look at those details going in. I like that. I like that. Maybe look over here. Well, actually, let's get, as I'm stammering around, let's get a little ochre, a little umber. There, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Nice.
Who's your
Yeah. Who's my cameraman? When I'm filming for YouTube videos, I am the cameraman. I run back there, I turn it on, I run up here, and I do my painting. Today, though, Dad is my cameraman. And on all the DVDs, just so you know, I don't do all the filming on the DVDs, so you don't have to worry about that. Dad gets some really good close-ups, way better than I get on any of my videos. We're talking good close-ups, good instruction there. So don't worry about that. But Dad does all the filming for the DVDs, and I just do the YouTubes by myself. That's why I get so weird. I'm up here all by myself. Sophie's laughing again. All right, there's some nice liner brush grass going in over here. Good.
What are you going to
Yeah.
do with your painting?
What am I gonna do?
This
This particular painting? I don't know, but I'll probably just keep it. Probably just keep it. It's kind of fun. It's a fun memory. I'm not gonna sell it because the quality's not there. But assuming everything goes right, next week's video will be up on the website. So the minute the video comes out, if you guys want to buy the painting, run to the website, because as I know, last week we sold it really fast. So definitely go check it out. Plugging my paintings again, but I know you guys are interested in it, so there. Okay, I get a couple of more blades of grass, and honestly, we've been going here for about an hour 10 or an hour 12, I guess. So I'm gonna call it quits here pretty soon. I will step back, make sure everything looks okay. There's nothing silly that, I go off from being live and I wish I would have fixed that. I don't want to do that. That would be so sad. So I'm gonna go step back, make sure I like it. You guys just kind of let me know what you think. Let me see here. Yeah, let me get a couple more lighter. It's not uncommon for me. We were just talking about this. I was talking about this with somebody the other day. It's not uncommon for me to spend half hour to an hour on the liner brush work. That's okay. You need it to get that quality, that high quality look. Or we want a high quality look, if we can, if time allows. There. All right. Let me step back and make sure it's okay. All right, I step back. I like it. Looks pretty good. Let me just do a couple more blades here. Yeah.
Your liner brush technique.
Oh, okay. So he's like, wait, before I leave, can I explain my liner brush technique? Sure. So, what I do is, let me get you. I kind of want this light pink, maybe. So you load your brush up. A couple of those drops, 2 or 3 brush loads of linseed oil, not drops, but brush loads. Get it kind of flowing. I like to hold my brush down, like so, and then just lift up in kind of a circle, and you only just touch down for a second, and then you lift it right back off. And that is how you get that wispy liner brush grass, and it takes practice, it really does. But once you master, and this is a long liner, if you're not used to this long liner, it can be a little intimidating at first, but once you get to where you like it, it does some good things. Yes. So anyway, just kind of flicking your hand more or less in a circle, just touching down. There. That's all it takes. I don't have a lot more space to go. Maybe I'll give you one right up here. Sorry, I didn't give Dad any heads up. If he was zoomed in, he missed that one. There, that looks pretty good. All right, we're wrapping this up, so I'm gonna shut it down here. But I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Now I can see me. All right, well, I hope you guys had a great time. Thank you so much for joining me. From Sophie saying thumbs up, and she's also saying bye. I hope you guys really enjoyed seeing this. Be sure to check out the website, the painting's for sale, the new 1/4" brush right here. And if you guys enjoyed this, you want me to do this a little bit more often, I can't do it a whole bunch, but every once in a while, let me know, leave me a comment, like the video. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.